Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. And today we're going to talk about the Square and Jack Dorsey exchange that just kind of dropped, the white paper that kind of came online and dropped today. So any of you, if you know who Jack Dorsey is, he's got a much stronger beard than I do. He's been growing strong for about 2 years, while I've been growing mine for just about 1 year. But anyway, let's get into this. So the Square crypto exchange of Jack Dorsey, Twitter Jack, the head honcho of all this. He's been working all along this for about a year, throwing some hints out for a while. Same thing with GameStop. Now, this is called a white paper. This is an abstract to give you an idea of their proposal of what's going out. Of course, this is the first draft. They want feedback and to have more of a dialogue with us. This is very important for all crypto projects. To have a white paper to say, hey, this is what we're doing, this is how we're doing it, this is our vision, and have some links and more foundational evidence to back up everything that's going on there. I'll link everything down below. So this is hopefully going to set up a smooth transition for people to use an exchange through Bitcoin. Now, not just Ethereum. This is for Bitcoin, for everybody globally. Because if you think about it, if you wanted to go out and just buy a GameStop controller online, it would be kind of hard if you wanted to just use Bitcoin, right? Or another cryptocurrency. It takes some time because you need a shipping address, you got to talk to the people, but also Bitcoin takes time. It takes time to transfer the progress and everything else. And the whole verification thing, it's not a smooth thing, and we're not quite there in that technologically yet. So when people deal with cryptocurrencies, we're buying and selling and just trying to make money as fast as we can, but also people like to hold it and just invest with it. So if you can imagine, let's take a little background with Bitcoin. Imagine it's been 13 years right now, going back since the first white paper came out, to lay out a vision for the whole world where individuals no longer need to rely on a third party to conduct business between willing participants in the economy. This is Bitcoin. And now this is Ethereum and all the cryptocurrencies out there that are using it because it changed everything. All of it is basically forged in math and also game theory. And it's created a universal ledger and a new currency that is native to the internet. It's fantastic. Accessible to all and secured by competitive market forces. We know how Bitcoin works. And if you have any educational background and you've already gone down that whole history to learn about it, please do, because it's a great story to hear about. It's totally different than Ethereum, how that got started. I did do a quick dive into the history of Ethereum. It can get a little dark and twisted, but I think it's come a long way and it's a lot more stable and secure to where it was a long time ago. So the nature of financial institutions have to evolve. This is where we're seeing pushback from the Fed, Hillary Clinton, and again, a lot of politicians and even countries to stave off this new, offensive that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is going to take over fiat currency. I don't see it as that. It's going to be a currency that's going to work in parallel. All right, because we need banks, we need fiat currency, paper money for now, at least for the definite future, for the maybe 5-10 years at most. So because right now we pay taxes in fiat currency, but again, right now, how are we going to unleash this potential of Bitcoin and the whole decentralized financial infrastructure? You got to think about this. This is just starting to evolve right now, and it's 2021. So many projects have come out in November. It just keeps, it's exciting. It's a great time because you look at this and you talk to people and you look around. Everybody, we're buying things still in the paper money, the fiat world currency every day, but soon, eventually, we'll be able to use more paperless ways to pay, which is fantastic. A lot of people do over here in Asia, but again, moving forward is a definite way. But this whole exchange here is trying to build bridges between the fiat and the cryptocurrency world. What Loopring is doing, what GameStop could be doing, OpenSea. The list goes on. All of these exchanges and these protocols that are going out there to help bridge and connect is moving forward. There will be security issues, a lot of issues with new technology, but again, that takes time to develop and get everything worked out. So this new exchange is called the TbDEx protocol. All right, it's aiming to create on-ramps and off-ramps, just like getting on a highway, on-ramp and off-ramps for everybody that allows an individual to benefit from crypto innovation. Not just people in the Western world, but people all around globally. And this is important because it's going to be a decentralized financial system and to basically exchange value, transact each other globally, securely, and again, with significantly lower cost. And again, that's a huge thing, significantly lower cost than what traditional financial systems allow now. Myself, my own background, living overseas and wiring transferred money for 10 years to pay off my student loans. And literally tens of thousands of dollars was lost between a middleman, between the bank here took their cut, the middle bank took their cut, and my destination bank took their cut. So each time it was about $40 to $60 US for every one transfer. And that's a lot of money. And I've been looking forward to waiting to find a way to basically get rid of this middleman. And cryptocurrency is this avenue, and it's great because the development of all these smart contracts, they have this fundamental ability now to reshape the financial structure. And again, how we do business in the past is not going to be how we do in the future. And this is, again, is going to shaking things up because the current state of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies is still very young. And we think about everyday people, it's education, fear, and the ability to really understand it. That's what it is. But hopefully with this and a lot of the other exchange of the protocols, and also people just telling each other about it, getting into feel comfortable with it, because you got to think about transfers, transaction fees, losing money, gas fees, all of this. But aside from that, it's very complex, but also it leads to basically we have to help people understand this process. And it also, hopefully with what Jack Dorsey is proposing, is a smoother transition and more of a better way for people to understand it. Because when you look at exchange, what Jack Dorsey and this TbDEx wanted to do is two things. Basically a unified universal order book, and something is called a reputation and credential system, the DIDs, okay? So this is all laid out in the white paper, but you have to think about this. Instead of buying and selling cryptocurrency or whatever it is, Bitcoin, on just Coinbase, you're basically submitting your buy orders to a whole network of counterparties that you can choose to accept from. Basically, you're looking at different buyers all around the world. But then how is that connecting? That is through the DID. You have to basically set up your own decentralized identifier, right? That is called your DID, decentralized identifier. And that, again, using your private keys and some data, it helps you make up like an email address, security level that basically verifies who you are. And again, people are doing this on the other side too. So eventually you'll be able to, on your phone, link up something and have your own list, like a friends list of people that you trust. And again, once you get trusted from them, it'll hopefully spread out more and more and more and more. And that's important because having a list of trusted counterparties is important. And so those counterparties will go out kind of like a Merkle tree, more and more and more and more. And that's important. So this is going to be an interesting project. This is just the beginning stage. The white paper is released, and I'd love to hear what you think about this going forward. I mean, the more projects come out that can act as a bridge to fiat and cryptocurrencies, the more the merrier. So anyway, to all of you, have a great Saturday. Game on.